Reform UK is storming up in the polls, and has overtaken the Tories once again, despite widespread criticism of Nigel Farage amid this month's riots. A new poll out this morning from We Think Polling shows Reform UK surging up a whopping 5 points in the past month, and overtaking the Tories for the first time since the election. Meanwhile, after just 40 days in office, Labour has plummeted down 6 points to 33%, just 12 points ahead of Reform UK. The Tories, who remain leaderless and in the midst of an election to replace Rishi Sunak, remain solid on just 20% support. The poll followed another swing from Labour to Reform yesterday, published by BMG Research, which showed Labour down 2 points to 33% and Reform up 3 points to 18%. Reform UK MP Lee Anderson has said the polls point to buyer's remorse over the election, and delighted in the fact his party continues to grow. He said, "Eating into the Labour vote now. The People's Army is making advances every week. Common sense policies attract common sense voters." Responding to this morning's poll showing Reform overtaking the Tories, MP James McMurdoch said, "The climb continues." Rupert Lowe MP added, "Progress," while the party's chairman Zia Yousaf warned, "Reform's momentum continues. We are just getting started." Reform UK is gearing up for their summer conference in Birmingham, set to land next month, with Richard Tice promising it will be the best party in town. All 5 MPs are set to speak, alongside Anne Widdecombe, Mr Yousaf and British adventurer Ant Middleton, best known as a former chief instructor on Channel 4's SAS, Who Dares Wins. The poll will be a blow for left-wingers and the Tories, who have spent the past 2 weeks attacking Reform leader Nigel Farage over his comments regarding the riots. All 6 Tory leadership contenders have said they would not allow Mr Farage into their party, with many making personal attacks on their main rival for his comments. This week Tom Tugendhat took a swipe at Mr Farage, who at one point suggested the police were withholding information about the Southport stabber. Mr Tugendhat said, later he justified amplifying this false information by saying he had believed influencers like Andrew Tate, and chose to condemn the breakdown of law and order preceding the riots, but not the riots themselves. "I want to be clear, this is not leadership. It is deeply irresponsible and dangerous." Reform UK's resident Rottweiler Lee Anderson hit back at Mr Tugendhat, accusing the top Tory of trying to gaslight and shift the blame from their failures. Mr Anderson, who sat alongside Mr Tugendhat on the green benches until he defected in March, blasted, "Once again we see the Tories try to gaslight and shift the blame from their failures and broken promises over mass immigration." It is no wonder that polling out today shows a third of Conservative supporters do not care who their next leader is. The British public voted on 4 separate occasions for the Conservatives to control immigration, and after each vote it got worse, not better. The awful riots and social unrest we have seen on our streets have been sown by years of Tory failure. Politicians like Tom Tugendhat have failed to listen to community concerns over impacts on access to healthcare, school places and local jobs. His comments today, which omitted 2-tiered policing and integration failures, once again show why the Conservative Party should never be trusted again. If they think attacking Reform UK will win back the millions of voters lost to us at the last election, then it just shows how arrogant they are.